When members of the 122nd Fighter Wing here at Fort Wayne, Indiana would be called into a hostile area, in come one of the baddest, most reputable, most dependable, most exquisite aircraft. Oh yes, Firewalkers International, all the way from Boise, Idaho, Sarge Meyer and his exquisite team have been planting all morning long. They have been planting gasoline and dynamite and blasting caps and ammonia. So we're in the attack mode. The beauty of the A-10, as you can see, it doesn't necessarily take a wide radius of turn to stay on the target area. They are meant, they were designed to fly low, they were designed to fly slow when necessary. They are in the attack mode now. So we'll watch for the field to be up close and in person because they are in your spectator area. This is the main aircraft of the 122nd Fighter Wing here at Fort Wayne. So they are on ground display wherever you may be. It's a rescue helicopter. That's part of the Group 2. Coming in to take care of anybody on the ground that we are keeping safe. So as the enemy is intimidated by those aircraft overhead, in and out comes the helicopter. Under the protection of the A-10 Thunderbolt 2. All right, now again, when you look at those A-10s in the ground display area, we're going to have a break for you to do that. Watch as the helicopter circles around, maneuvers in a combat simulated situation. Everybody has got a job to do. Everybody is where they should be. The beauty of the A-10, it can take a hit and get the plane and the pilot back home. And I'll explain how that took place in real life in combat area as well. So as you're looking at the airplanes and you're later going to look at them on the ground, also look at the height between the ground and the bottom of the wing. That was another great feature of the airplane. It has 11 hard points for missiles, bombs, and rockets underneath the wings and underneath the fuselage. 11, 4 under each wing and 3 across the bottom of the belly. That carries a tremendous amount of ammunition under the wing, as well as that 30 caliber Gatling gun in the nose. The Gatling gun was devised and mounted so that the reaction or the recoil of the Gatling gun is set at an angle so it doesn't affect the heading of the aircraft. Fairchild Republic thought of everything. Now, you also see on the ground or in the air, see those two little protrusions just forward of the tail? Those are the engines. They are very quiet engines. That's for a purpose. You don't broadcast your arrival into the enemy's territory. You hope to take the enemy by surprise. Meant to run in groups like a wolf pack, out on the prowl, out on the hunt. The tactic for the mass destruction of the enemy's tanks during Operation Desert Storm was the fact that they would come in, the tank commander would have one sighted, they would take their shot, bank left, bank right, they call that jinking out, and not provide an easy target for the tank commander. Now, what the tank commander may not know, but what he thought would possibly happen is off to his side or behind him, another A-10, not in his gun sights, is beating down on him. Absolutely useless. It went from being a strategic weapon to being a load of scrap iron. And you might remember the photos, or you might remember the films back in the Middle East War, that highway that was loaded with ground-based vehicles, Firewalkers, International Pyro, their single engine would get you home. Well, how do we know that? Well, it actually happened. As the aircraft continued to maneuver in a disciplined fashion, and Firewalkers, International Pyro, part of this show today, enhanced their effectiveness on the ground. This is a simulation of a real battle scene. You might have heard about the sons and daughters of Indiana, the 122nd. Photo formation. Formation flying is a very difficult discipline. Now watch as they break out for the landing. This is called the break for the landing. They will give themselves a 2 to 3 second interval between the brake and the next person braking. They maintain a speed discipline and a speed altitude. That means the distance between KC of that pilot's name stood for Killer Chick. Yes, it was a young lady, and she's now on the lecture circuit. She survived thanks to that airplane, the A-10 Thunderbolt II. Feel the heat. Where else can you go but at an air show and blow up? Because it will allow, on that speed and altitude discipline, the land the shortest amount of time, but now we're simulating a hostile enemy outside the tree line. So what you see, you keep it in close, you keep it in relatively low, because again, one lucky shot from a ground-based rifle could ruin your day. This ensures that the inside of the perimeter, you are safe, and it gets the aircraft on the ground and less vulnerable on their approach to landing. It is discipline. Now you watch the leader come in from your left. He will deliberately, or she will deliberately land long, keep the power up just a little bit, and roll down towards the other end of the runway, allowing distance for the second, the third, and the fourth element to come in and all get on the ground safely. So while you could make a turnoff on a taxiway, in several locations, you go down to the opposite end of the runway, and everybody has the spacing, but especially the speed that they need. On our major sponsors list, thank you to Bowden, Gage, and Schroeder, to PNC Bank. Thank you to Parkview Employer Solutions. A salute to Ralph Home Mortgages. Thank you, Wells Fargo Advisors. A salute to Meineke. Thank you to the Ambassador Enterprises, the Boys and Girls Club of Fort Wayne. Thank you to Michael Kinder and Sons, Fort Wayne Metals. Thank you to Jensen Cabinet. A salute to the Lake City Bank. Thank you, Webb Chemical and Kumler and Sons. Remember to support the people that support you at this air show. Those companies that I just mentioned deserve your patronage. Remember to support the people that provide money,